So day in and day out, caring for family, maintaining relationships, and working, I mean, it can be really stressful and lead to anxiety.
Yeah, amen. Research shows the more we prioritize self-care, the more confident, creative, and productive we become. Plus, it boosts our joy, helps us make better decisions, right? Strengthens our relationships, improves communication.
So here to talk to us about mental health and self-care in today's fast-paced world is Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, psychologist, life coach, and author of Mental Detox. So good morning, Dr. Bryant. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for having me. It is snowing here.
Oh,
Yes,
ma'am.
welcome.
It is, and a lot of people are stressed about that. It's
Yeah.
We're not stressed about enough things right now.
Definitely.
So talk about the importance of mental detox. Then.
Yeah. So my book talks about, we use the garden metaphor of how it is very important to attend to your garden, and that an unattended garden attracts rodents and weeds. So a lot of people want to deflect from it, right? But it's more of an issue and causes more impairment by deflecting from those things that you know that you have to be able to face, like your mental health, like self-care, like getting in contact with your stress level, right? Am I burnt out? Do I need a break? What does that look like? And what is causing the stress? Take an inventory of this is how I feel, and this is what's associated to my negative feelings or my positive feelings. The positive ones, obviously, we're going to keep.
Yep.
The negative ones, we either rid or we learn to touch and go with them, or those people or circumstance.
Yeah.
Because people like family, we can't always just disconnect. You can't just, well, you shouldn't want to disconnect from your kids or your
Right.
parents, but you have to learn to take them in dosage or learn what a touch and go looks like.
So, yeah, I just got back from California, and it was a trip that I so needed. I didn't realize it because
Yes.
your anxiety, stress, burnout levels are so high.
Come on.
But how do you prioritize yourself for a moment when you have to worry about everybody else in your life, right?
Yeah.
Your job, your kids, your spouse, whatever it may be. And prioritizing yourself is often the back burner.
I love that because self-care is an action word. It's an action word.
Yeah.
So it's like, what actions are you taking to say you're caring for yourself? Self-care is directly married to self-love, which is also an action word. And it's about being around people who celebrate you, empower you, recharge you, and not just tolerate you. But also, more importantly than that, is how do you celebrate and empower yourself? Or are you just merely tolerating you? Because see, we experience ourselves through every relationship that we involve in. Every relationship is a direct reflection of us.
But there's this like deep feeling of guilt that you're not right.
that's it.
That you're like, I was on the plane
That's
there, being like, oh, I feel so guilty.
That's it. That's it. And you know what's funny? They talk about mommy guilt. But guilt isn't just a mommy thing. It is also a friend thing, a family thing, a
Yeah.
work thing,
Yes.
and a self thing, right? It's like I feel guilty from pulling away from work when I know this is my norm. My norm is to be busy, to deflect from my needs. Then we get guilt from that. When we should be able to feel the guilt, identify those emotions, and say, look, I'm feeling guilty about doing things that I actually really need. And oftentimes we have to do the need and bring the guilt. We have to do the
Okay.
need and bring the nerves, bring the stress. Because remember, what we need to do is a de-stressor. So we're not going to feel de-stressed before we do the things that
Yeah.
we need to do.
Okay.
They're actions.
So make us envision this then. What does mental detox look like? What can we do to get over the guilt?
Totally. It's exactly that. It's realizing that we all have dysfunctional norms, right? That are learned behavior.
Okay.
A lot of folks learned how to be stressed. They've learned how to be depressed
Yeah.
in the house. I have clients who have been in my session and I'm going, you're not depressed. You just learn what depressive behaviors look like. You're not even stressed. You learn from mom and dad in a home what stress behaviors look like, and you clothe those, and you're showing up and you're like, I'm stressed out. No, your life is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
You learned how to be stressed. So we have to identify, did I learn this? Most of us have. Let me unlearn this. And let me learn what de-stressing looks like, self-care looks like, being recharged, lifted up, filled up, topped off, excited. Let me learn what that looks like for me.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, it's an eclipse we have to uneclipse. That's it.
I also think it's correct me if I'm wrong, doing it once, right? So this was the first time I went away without my child. And so now that you do it, you see, okay, I needed that because I came back refreshed, high energy, and back in the present. And
100%.
you talk about high energy, high vibration.
Yes.
So what does that look like?
And I love that you said that because the first time doing it, it can seem like the hardest
Yeah.
thing to do, but it's really the maintenance. After you do it one
Exactly.
time, right, and you come back and you're
I
recharged.
can't wait till the next
On the
time.
day- well, on the day
And then
to
there's
day.
never a next time. And then you end up back into your
Yeah.
norm, your stress
Back in the
norm.
funk,
back in the
stress.
funk.
Yep.
And you're going, I just need to do that thing again.
Yeah.
And we get lost in the sauce. and we lose our sense of self. And it's really about having the solitude, not isolation, the solitude to say, let me find me again and let me do all the things I want to do, but I don't have to do.
So these are some of the ways that we can practice self-care, correct? On the monitor right there.
Meditate 20 minutes daily, every day, even on vacation.
Okay.
You know, again, do one thing a day that you want to do. Not that you have to do every single day. That should be a lifestyle. And then discover what lights you up, what excites you. But every day we should be doing one thing that is extremely selfish, but is actually the most selfless thing you can do for your loved ones, because you can only give what you have. So if you're topped off and filled up, and I'm your daughter, your girlfriend, your sister, guess what? I get a better you. But if you're on E and you're pouring from an empty cup, I feel that. Your partner feels that.
Yes.
You end up in a house with 4 walls, homeless.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Right. And then if everybody in your life is doing that, right, everybody has the energy to fill your cup. And that's good.
And then guess what? That's called codependency. I need you to be this way because I'm on E and I'm depending on you to fill me up. No, let's all come filled up, topped off. So whatever's at the party that we want, if it's not there, we've already brought it. We've already brought it.
Come back.
Great advice.
I would love to, absolutely.
He was having a session here.
He was having
Good.
I'll bill y'all, invoice you later. I'll invoice you later.
Thanks, Dr. Bryant. We always appreciate you coming on. All right,
course.
the time right now, 9:21.